Another thing you said in your book is that you don't like psychometric assessments too much. Am I right? Because you
You're right.
say they simply don't work as people are complicated and the leadership qualities in the future can't be predicted. Does that mean that companies can skip the budget for them completely?
Yeah, the short answer is yes, actually. I would say yes, they are not worth the money for a number of reasons. First of all, a lot of research has been done and to identify who knows us the best,
Mhm.
who has the most objective opinion of our skills and abilities. You know who has the least objective opinion of our skills and abilities?
Ourselves?
We have the least objective, least accurate understanding of our own skills and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So psychometric assessments are simply, they're asking the least reliable source for information about you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So garbage in, garbage out. That would be the first problem with psychometric assessments.
Mm-hmm.
A far better tool would be a 360-degree evaluation. Okay, and to use that simply for development, not for performance, purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But another reason why psychometric assessments, I think, are a waste of time is because what's the purpose? Like, what are we trying to accomplish with a psychometric assessment? Typically, we're trying to identify development areas, like areas that we need to develop, right?
Mm.
I would think that's the reason we use psychometric assessments, or one of the primary reasons we use them, right?
Mm.
Is to find areas that we need to work on. Well, here's a crazy idea. Instead of asking an algorithm to identify areas for us to develop, how about I just say, hey, Jennifer, at the end of this interview, can you do me a favor and tell me what is maybe a couple of things that you thought that I did particularly well in this interview? Mm-hmm. And maybe what's one thing that you would suggest I do differently for next time? If I simply asked you that question and real human beings that question, I would get far more actionable, practical advice that I can immediately implement. And so that's another thing that I think psychometric assessments simply are a coward's way of asking for feedback.
Okay.
The other danger of psychometric assessments, and really, you know what, if you want to spend the money on them, fine, go for it. And you can fill your boots, and you know what, you might, in my opinion, I think, look at horoscopes as well, and you'll get about as good information. But if you want to spend your money there, that's fine. But the real danger in using psychometric assessments is that organizations start using them to make and influence employment-related decisions. And that's my real beef with psychometric assessments, is that people will use the results which are not valid to make decisions about who gets hired and who gets promoted. Using assessments is a good idea if you're assessing skills, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. But if you're assessing personality traits and things like that, and determining which personality traits will make a better leader, I think that's a really, really bad idea.